It's time to harvest our garlic. It's a perfect day for harvesting the garlic. You should do it on a sunnier day, and this has been our sunny break amidst all the rain we've been getting lately. As well, I've held off watering a bit, just so that the soil is dry in here, as well as we don't have the humidity when pulling it. And you want to wait till about a third or a half of the leaves have dried up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and we've got 3 completely dry, and the 4th one is starting to dry. And we've got some dry tips, I think, just because I've let it dry out a little bit, but we're going to dig it up and see what it looks like. So you don't want to, if your soil is at all compacted, you want to make sure you loosen it with a fork or something. But mine is loose enough I can just loosen it with my fingers around the bulbs. But you don't want to be pulling on the stalk, basically. So there we go. So the reason that you don't want to let too many leaves dry out is because each of those leaves corresponds to a wrapper around the base of the garlic. So you can see here, I'm hoping that it's okay still. I think so. We've got, you can see that we've lost one wrapper at least, but I think there's still lots there. I'm pretty happy considering this was just garlic that we threw in, so that was a bonus. And I don't think we'll eat a lot of it. I think I'm going to just save most of it for seed, because last year we had a really hard time getting garlic seed. So just in case, we're going to keep some of this. So you just want to hang it in a warm but dry place. I'm going to hang it near the cook stove. We're not going to have the cook stove on, but it will get a chance to dry out. You want it to be in the shade and not in the sunshine. So I'm just going to pull them all, and I'm going to hang them inside. If you have a shed or garage where it gets some airflow, you basically want some airflow between them, and you don't want it to be a humid place. And you just got to leave it there 2 to 3 weeks, or until it's dried out sufficiently. So here I go. That's one. We don't have a lot in here. This one's probably going to be a small one. And as I mentioned in our other video, this is Music, which is a hardneck garlic. So I'm digging, so I'm underneath and just lifting it up. Like I said, if you're doing this on a large scale, you want to use a pitchfork or a shovel or something and make sure you have lots of space. That one's a little smaller, but I kind of figured it was going to be. This hay really helped to keep it just evenly moist without getting too wet. I'm excited because now I'll get a place to put the herbs that I had no room for in my other spot. I think this one's gonna be small, yeah. That's okay. Garlic's garlic. We can eat the small ones and leave the big ones for seed. If anyone knows where to get, what was it called? Silver skin garlic, let me know in the comments, because that was actually my favorite garlic, in the sense that I think even 2 years later we were able to plant it, which is incredible, because this Music will not last as long. Like it'll last partially into the winter, but in my experience, it does not last through to the next planting season. So if I pulled it now and I turned around and planted some of it this fall, that would be fine, and I would still have some to eat through the winter, but before spring came, I think from my experience it would be gone. It would just dry out. Now, maybe if you had the ideal storage for it, but like I said, that silver skin garlic, which is a soft neck garlic, it's a smaller bulb and smaller cloves, but it just lasts and lasts and lasts. So I like it for the sense that I like these big ones to eat earlier on in the fall and the winter, but like I said, that one lasted us a pretty good portion, I think, lasted through the first year, and then we still had some to plant at 2 years, so. I think I got maybe 3 or 4 more left, and then I've got all this wheat to get out of here before I plant. I'm hoping not to meet the spider who owns that web under here. I think there's one here still. And this is all the wheat that was in that hay. Oh, one more over here. Yep, that is it. Okay. So that is not as much as we used to grow, that is for sure, but it is better than nothing. I'm going to take it in the house and hang it to dry, and it's going to be nice to have some fresh garlic again. We've been using dried garlic all this time because I really don't like buying grocery store garlic. I'm going to try to clean out this bed and get my herbs in here. So there's all our garlic hung up, and we're ready to dry. go, that's my rhubarb corner. And now I have a few more plants. We have some lemon balm, some marjoram, stevia, and everything spreads. So I'm going to guess that this guy is going to spread the most. So we're going to put him in one of these other corners. These are just annual. They're just going to mostly grow up. This guy I'll spread too though. So I'll put you back down. There we go. Probably crooked. So I think I'll do the stevia first because that's going to be easier. These poor plants have been so neglected. And I'm going to stick them like right in the center probably. And put other things around them. They'll need a good pruning back, to say the least. There's some nice loose dirt. Alright, so candy stevia. Another candy stevia. And I think this is tarragon in with my sweet marjoram. And both these pots have grown into each other. That's how long they've been together. Just trying to decide with my lemon balm if I want it in this back corner or the front corner. I think I'm going to put it right here. And let it spread in all directions. Look at those roots. That was bad of me, letting it be in there so long. There's always something to do, you know. I have to say my flowers and my herbs are sometimes my... I'm going to pull this guy in half. And put a little bit here. And a little bit more here. See what I mean? These guys have rooted in each other. So, a little tug will fix that. Oh, look at that! It is separate. These just grew together. Okay. It's getting serious now. Bugs are coming out. So, my past experience is this guy is going to grow tall and then flop over. Whereas this is going to be shorter and denser. I think I'll leave tall Flopsy over in a corner here maybe. And let this one kind of grow around in the front. Ow, ow, ow. And you know what? I'm going to tear it in half too. My experience, plants are very resilient. And I think I'll put one here. And so, actually, when the stevia is gone, this can go around. So, there we go. That's where that's going. And I think it's going to end up here in this corner. Well, this was slow bolt cilantro, but let me tell you, when you ignore it, it bolts. So, I'm just hoping that the seeds will fall down and maybe it'll self-sow. So we're just going to put it there. Well, that is it for today. I can't believe it's 9 o'clock. It is still so bright out. Anyways, we're going to call it a day. I might take a little bit of this toothache plant and separate it and put just a little bit in here. We have the bullseye on this side and the regular one here. But I do want to plant a bunch of it in pots so that I can bring it back into the house later on. So we'll see what does better, if it does better in the pots or out here in the herb bed. I'm so excited about having rhubarb in here because I couldn't believe in the pots we had early rhubarb. And so it'll be nice when they grow nice and big in here. We'll have early harvest and then a later harvest outside. I may pull, I was just thinking, I have one thyme in the back already. I may pull the winter thyme that I just planted the other day and put it there instead of the one toothache plant. But that is going to have to be for another day.